Hey guys, so I bet you thought you would never be able to have arancini again, which is the risotto filled breadcrumb fried magnificence. I went ahead and I figured out how to do it with cauliflower rice, and it's amazing. And I tested a whole bunch of stuff. I wasn't even gonna make this video today because I made the roasted red pepper sauce earlier, and then I did a test batch, and I did a whole lot of different, the flours and the oils and stuff to figure out which is good for these arancini. Anyhow, it was just too good. I was just like, I gotta get this out there. So what I'm doing here is this is a tablespoon of olive oil that I put in the skillet, and this is about 2 tablespoons of onion that we're gonna cook up a little bit, and we're gonna do a teaspoon of garlic, maybe a little less, just a little less. You don't want to overpower it, I guess. I can't believe it how fantastic it came out, actually. But I will say, for one thing, the olive oil, yeah, don't use that for frying. At least not these things. It was not that good. Okay. And we're just going to let this, once again, get all aromatic. Try not to get it, you don't want to burn it. Get that going. And then also, okay, who has time to go and get cauliflower and stuff? I know most of y'all do, and you should, and that's great. I don't have time for that. So I buy these Green Giant, or the Riced Cauliflower that comes in the frozen thing, and I just put it up here for about 3.5 minutes, maybe 4. I mean, you don't really have to. You don't have to do. I think it says 5 to 6 on the package, but clearly you're going to be cooking it in here anyway, so you don't really need to do it for that long. And I'm using the whole thing. I mean, I would eat these on my own just as a meal. If you're having like a party, you can have these as, little appetizers. And I'm so happy right now. Okay, now that this is a little, yeah, they're pretty much translucent. So I'm gonna go ahead and add all of this. Good enough. And we're gonna mix that all up. I have so many brain farts, y'all, I swear. I don't know what's wrong with me. Hey, Luz, come here. Come here, Luz. Look, come here. Come here. Come here, Luz. Oh, she's looking around. Anyway, well, okay, she's not gonna come around. I was gonna introduce y'all to Luz. I think I did in the cookie dough video, but some people are telling me you need to show your dog and your cat. And why people don't care about my dog and my cat? But if they're around, I don't know if you can see her. Yeah, that's Lucy. Hi, Luce. Okay. Yeah, so we just needed this kind of warmed up. It's already been warmed up. So then what we're gonna do is this is chicken broth, a 1/2 cup. And I'm gonna go ahead and see here. Yeah, we're gonna pour in all of that, and I have it a little bit of below medium, so like it's not on low and it's not on medium, but it's not in the middle there. It's like a tad below medium. And so what I'm gonna do is just get this incorporated, and then maybe about 5 minutes, let it sit and soak up all that stuff, and then I'll come back with step number, I don't even know what number it is, but I'll come back once that's done. Okay, so now that that step is all done, well, I went ahead and I let it sit for about 7-8 minutes so that it gets nice and cool, or cool enough to the touch, because we're going to be getting all nasty. And then what I'm doing is I'm adding some ham. This is about the only one, the Applegate Naturals, uncured slow cooked, that you can find that, you know, doesn't have the dextrose in it. My cat, it's not supposed to be on the countertops. But yeah, it's a decent ham compared to all the rest of them that have dextrose and all that gross stuff. So anyway, I cut it up, if you see here, into very teeny, you know, little bites. That's 2 ounces of it, which it was 1.5 slices of that particular ham that I'm going to go ahead and add to it, along with 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. And let's see here, I think I put 1/2 teaspoon. Yeah, 1/2 teaspoon of the pink salt. Yeah, oh great, there's like not hardly anything in there. Oh yeah, that's close enough. Never have too much, right guys? Okay, and then 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Okay, and then the last thing is I'm doing about 3/4 cup of pork rinds. I put in a food processor and just ground them up. I processed or grounded, whatever, blended 3 ounces of pork rinds. See, yeah, that looks like it'll do. Oh yes, and then also 1 egg beaten. I forgot about that. Okay, sorry, forgot about that part. Would have gone quicker. Boy, am I glad I'm next to my sink. All right. And by the way, what I did also, for the original ones that I did the test batch for, I got some actual mozzarella cheese, you know, the one that comes in the ball and everything, and I cut it up into little cubes, and I tried to put it inside the ball that we were going to make, and fried them up. But the problem is the fry time on these, you know, it's quick to burn, so you can't really leave them in there that long, so they didn't really melt that well. So I think for this particular batch, obviously not going to do that. I think what I want to do instead, to still get the mozzarella flavor, because I wanted that sort of mozzarella and ham sort of taste. Oh, also one more thing. Boy, I'm glad I remember this. Some tomato paste. This is double concentrate tomato paste. I don't know, it's like 4 carbs for like some, like, I don't know, 2 teaspoons or a teaspoon, but you know, we're having that for the whole entire thing. I'm just doing like 1/2 teaspoon, and believe it or not, that really spikes up the flavor a little bit, you know, because I didn't want this bland, and it can very easily be bland. So I'm gonna go ahead and let me see. I'm gonna probably do, I mean, because I shredded up the mozzarella, just like I say, food processor, because you know, you get all that nasty stuff, the what do they call that? Clumping agent in there. So I think I'm gonna do, this is 1/2 cup. Let's just do a cup. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, mix it all up, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so I went ahead and mixed it all up, so it already looks super yummy right here, and I already tasted it, and I think it's even better than the first batch. So with that mozzarella, shredded mozzarella, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be really good. Okay, so I need to take my ring off, and now what we're gonna do, use the trusty little mini ice cream scooper thingy. Man, I've used this in a food processor more than I thought I ever would in my life, now that I've been on the keto. And for these, I would, okay, hold on. With that, oh, actually, you know what? My mom taught me this trick. Even though these don't really stick to your hands, pan or, you know, coconut oil spray or whatever. Thanks, Mom. Yeah, this stuff didn't really stick, so I didn't really need to use it. But, okay, wash my hands off and everything, because you don't want nasty hands. And then I take like a scoop and a half if you have like the mini scooper. And here's another thing also that you do not want to do is you do not want to roll it like you normally do. You just kind of want to, you know, do this to it. Because otherwise it'll just start crumbling back up again. So let me just do another one for you. And actually this is way easier than what I did last time, because last time I had to put that cube in there and it was a nightmare, a mess. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue on with these. Oh, this is gonna be fun, touch my camera with the nasty fingers. So I'm gonna get these and then get these all done and then go to the next step. Oh, that's lovely. Here we go. Okay, so I finally got all of them done. There's 17 of them. Why that extra one had to be there, I don't know. It couldn't be 16, couldn't be even. Okay, so I'm gonna put them in. Now I did some extra stuff, so I put them in for 40 minutes for my test batch, which seemed to be fine. But I'm gonna try for 25 minutes and see if it works. And if it doesn't, I'll just do 40. And either way, I'll tell you, and then I'll be back for the next step. Hey guys, so I went ahead and they were in for about 33 minutes or so. So I went ahead and I took them out. This is, you know, obviously they still look the same. So I'll tell you that I did the olive oil, I did the coconut oil. Olive oil was horrible, but I did almond flour, I did coconut flour, I did pork rinds crushed up, and I did them all. And then by the end of it, you know, my plate with the breading and stuff was just a mishmash of everything. So I was like, I'm just gonna do this for fun. And I went ahead and just mixed them all up and mixed all of the almond, the coconut, and the pork rinds and stuff. And I'll tell you what, if that's not the best one that I had. The coconut flour had a really good crunch. The almond flour was just the perfect texture. And it's just, all three of them really combined. So it was just by accident. So I don't know if I'm gonna start using this breading for other things. But what I went ahead and did was I took a half a cup of almond flour and a half a cup of coconut flour. And this is a little less than a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. Matter of fact, I'm probably only gonna do like, yeah, a fourth of a cup of Parmesan cheese in there, okay? And then, let's see here, I don't want to totally get rid of that. I think maybe a half a cup of the pork rinds. Pork rinds crushed up. I don't like the burnt looking ones. Okay, and just mix this all up. Pretty sure my timer is going to be going off saying, hey, but take the arancini balls out. Okay, yeah, make sure your hands are nice and clean also, because otherwise this will just be nasty. Now, I don't know, this is probably too much stuff, but it's better to make more than less and have to keep on going. Watch it be just right. I would laugh my butt off. Okay, an extra plate there. So what I'm going to do is, you know, this is what you're supposed to do. Dry, or excuse me, wet, dry, wet, dry. But then I end up by like the end of it completely forgetting. Okay, so this is kind of how you're supposed to do it. Okay, get the coconut and the almond. You see, just right. Now, I think, you know what? I think I kind of want more pork rinds in there. Yeah, so maybe that was a full cup of pork rinds, and then a half a cup of the coconut, and a half a cup of the almond, and a fourth of a cup of Parmesan cheese. Go ahead and throw more Parmesan cheese in there. Yeah, why not? Okay, so maybe a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. Okay, back to our stuff. So once again, wet. Thanks again, Mom, for that tip. And dry. I see so many people do both. There's my timer. Anyway, so I'm just gonna continue on with this, bread them all, and then I will come back for more instruction. Okay, so I'm all back. So clearly there is a whole lot left of this. So maybe just 1/4 cup almond flour, 1/4 cup of coconut flour, maybe 1/2 cup of the pork rinds, crushed up pork rinds, which by the way, if you don't have a food processor, it takes a little bit extra time, but just put them in a Ziploc baggie and crush the snot out of them with one of these rolling pins. I mean, I tell you what, get those aggressions out. Worked for me for a long time. But I tell you, food processor is really the way to go. But anyway, so I have all of them breaded. Naturally, you know, obviously I had an egg beaten. Actually, I had 2 eggs. Apparently, I went over excessive. That's anyway. Okay, so generally, you know, I've got like about 1/2 inch of coconut oil in here. And what I usually do is I take a little, you know, speck of the leftover crust stuff and see if that sizzles, and it does. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a couple of these in here. And I tell you what, it does not take long for them to fry up. Well, I guess it probably would help if I had a plate and a paper towel. Soak up all of that. And like I said, it really honestly does not take long for this. I know that coconut flour really does kind of burn pretty quick. Okay, so let me try and see if I can take you over, because I just now, that's the one that I turned. Let's see. Okay, they probably still have another, I don't know, 30 seconds for these 2. Okay, so I'm going to turn those other ones. Okay, so now I'll bring you back over here. And I'll say that, ooh, hello. I'll say that it doesn't really take too much time at all. Matter of fact, pretty much done here with these. And so I'm going to continue on cooking the rest of these. Now remember, don't put them in with your fingers, because you know that is piping hot oil. I'm pretty sure most of you know that. Use tongs. Anyway, I'm going to finish this off, and then I will be back. Okay, I'm back. And here we go. Look at this. I mean, absolutely yummy. And with my sauce from earlier that I made, it's roasted red pepper creamy sauce with heavy cream and roasted red peppers and basil. I did that on my previous video if you want to check that out. But okay, I mean, honestly, amazing. And I mean, yum. Give that a yeah, okay, the mozzarella definitely did it. The shredded mozzarella, oh my goodness. That ham is everything in there. All 3 of those combined, the breading is magnificent. See, put a little bit of that. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and put the macros right here, maybe. Somewhere. I fooled you last time. Oh, I'm so happy about that. Okay, so maybe in my next video I'll make cinnamon rolls. Who knows, but it'll probably be put up tomorrow. So, thanks for watching. If you like, give it a thumbs up. Give me any comments or feedback. And if you really enjoy it, go ahead and subscribe. All right, see you next time.